Good morning, family. I hope you're all doing great. Well, a few days ago, I asked you guys to suggest any kind of videos you wanted to see from my village, and some of you suggested I show them around the village, places other than my home, and that's what I'm going to do today. The weather is so moody today. The atmosphere looks smoky or foggy, but I think that's the best weather for walking around. My village is located in Homa Bay County in western part of Kenya, and our main economic activity here is farming, where we farm a lot of maize, sweet potatoes, beans. I think our climate is just favorable for so many crops, but this region is best known for sweet potatoes, which we grow in large scale, and I think we're the biggest producers in Kenya. And we are not only the biggest producers of sweet potatoes, we produce the sweetest sweet potatoes in this country. I have given you a village tour before, but today I'm taking a different route. If you want to see the other side, then I'll link it up at the end of this video so you can also watch other parts of the village. I live in a village where everyone knows everybody, and we are governed by the 10 homes rule, which is called Nyumba Kumi in Swahili, and that means we have a leader for every 10 homes. So this is just a way of ensuring security in the village, and intruders can easily be spotted. This is just one of the reasons that makes the village such a safe place to live in. Our village and other villages are linked by these seasonal roads, which join to the main tarmac roads at the end. I call them seasonal because they become impassable in the rainy seasons. Allow me to introduce this very bitter plant that is used as medicine for both humans and animals. It treats any stomach problems you may have and is commonly used by the villagers. When we get sick in the village, we first try the herbal medicine before we go to the hospitals, and they've worked over the years. My grandma showed me a lot of herbs that I could use to cure different diseases. I'm now passing by my friend's home, and it would be rude to just pass without stopping to say hi to her. She's a very close friend of mine and has featured in many past videos. If you've been here for a while, I know you know Mercy very well. It is the maize harvesting season, and Marceline is shelling her maize. For big harvests, we use machines to shell the maize, but when it's not so much, then you can just use your hands. In the past, we didn't have the machines, and even if you had a big harvest, we'd just shell it using our hands until we had bags and bags of maize. The world keeps changing, but I think I would prefer the old way of shelling maize because it was also a way of bringing people together. There was so much love in the village in the past, and activities like this would bring just the whole neighborhood together to help each other in shelling the maize from one home to the other. But these days, a lot has changed. Yes, we still have that sense of community, but it's not as strong as in the past. That's why Marceline is all alone shelling her maize. Many people, especially the youth, have also moved to the urban centers, leaving only the aged and the little children in the village. So there's not so much manpower in the village these days. How I wish they'd realize the treasure they've left behind, that is the village and village life in general. As a young girl growing up in the village, my dream was also to finish school and move to the city, start a beautiful life there. So I understand when everyone is rushing to the city, but very soon they will realize just how precious this life is. I remember working so hard to achieve my dreams, and when I did, I always wanted more. So I realized it was a dream and a race that never stops. That's when I made the decision to slow down. And slowing down meant starting a slower paced life, which I currently enjoy. I'm still on the village too. I hope I didn't distract you. So other neighbors are here harvesting sweet potatoes. I've got a lot of questions on how we harvest sweet potatoes using cow-driven plows. So this is how it's done. So on the cow's neck is a yoke, and the yoke is tied to a chain that is also tied to the plow. So as the cows move, they pull the plow, and there's always someone behind pressing down the plow. In the process, the soil is turned and the potatoes just fall off the ground. It's quite a convenient way of harvesting potatoes if grown in large scale. I'm walking through homes and this boy here seems to be enjoying his swing. It's quite common to find a road passing through somebody's home. It's just a way of interconnecting the homes. The village people love to visit each other, so there's always a road connecting one home to the other. And sharing is still a big thing here. If I didn't have salt, then I would easily walk to my neighbor's house and get salt, even today. That's the sense of community I'm talking about. In the past, there were no gates in any of the homes you see around. If you built a gate, then you'd be considered a very mean person in that community, and nobody would want to step into your home. So we easily walked through homes into other homes or wherever you were going. You didn't have to use the main road. But things have since changed because the young men who ensured the security of the village have since moved to the cities and the village is kind of deserted. I've been walking around a lot and there are not many people in the village. It's just so hard to even meet somebody on your way as you walk. And that feels so scary considering we have so many bushes and forests in the village. In the past, if you walked around the village, you'd meet so many people and you always felt safe. So these days, I'm even scared to walk some paths alone. Though we don't have those bad incidents, but what if you met a wild dog or a snake or just something you couldn't handle by yourself? Even the existing homes are deserted, everybody's gone to the city, and it's just quite lonely. So I got the company of two little girls. At least they make it feel better. Even the village boys or the village girls who would be roaming these roads are no longer here. Everyone is gone. Except for a few homes, these days all homes have a gate and a fence around it to secure the property while the owners are away. So all these people show up in the festive season during Christmas and Easter, and that's when you feel the life of the village. Otherwise, at these times of the year, the village is so dead. So if you're looking for a very peaceful, quiet life, the village would be the best place to live in. My journey has brought me to the village river. This is just one of the many rivers we have in the village. And being a Saturday, the village girls are all here doing their laundry and fetching water for their use at home. I'm always very scared of such bridges. With my weight, I feel like I could just break it and fall off. So in the traditional African societies, girls will be waylaid on their way from the river or fetching firewood, and that's how they would get married. So for their safety, they always walked and worked in groups, and this helped them to identify the men who ran off with the girls and report back to their homes whoever among them was abducted. Quite strange, but that's how our girls got married in the past. My grandma had a similar story, but things are different these days. But it looks like they still keep together just for their safety and company. The current generation has very tough girls who know their rights, and nobody would dare do that to them. They know how to defend themselves, and you didn't just run off with any one of them. Another common question I get about village life is about the essential commodities like water and sanitation. So the village water in its natural form is not very safe because it runs from one village to the other. The cows drink it. You don't know what people do with it on the other end. But there are these NGOs who've come up with the idea of keeping the water very safe for everyone. Water treatment and purification is done in the blue container, so we get very clean water for use, and it is safe to drink straight from that pipe. Thanks to the people who suggested we do this video. It has reconnected me with my past. I haven't been to some of these places in decades, and I've noticed a lot of changes in the homes, in the roads, in the general life of the village people. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'm always really thankful for your presence here. Bye bye for now. I'll see you in the next.